So when you look at this box of colors here, in the swimmer one and the minnow one, it can be very confusing, but that's something you just need to kind of sort out for yourself. Something to give you a little jump on that would be pick you out a couple of shad colors, pick you out a couple of bright colors, and roll with a couple of head colors that you like, and then adjust accordingly. There's no wrong color in the one standard lineup. You just have to find the one that fits your bill. You know, when you think about color and you reach in your tackle box to pick the one for that day, I think the first thing a person should think of is water clarity. The water clarity is going to justify how good that fish sees that bait. Cleaner the water, clearer the bait, more translucent typically. Now, not to say a loud color won't work in bright water. Typically a bright color is going to go in more stained water, dirty water, muddy water. You get into super dark water, I like to have something with some black or some June bug on it. Something that makes that bait stand out. So don't make it confusing, don't make it a challenge. Just think about the water clarity and adjust accordingly with one of the one standard colors. You know, a real simple adjustment on a cloudy day whenever you're in the same water conditions is just to change from a translucent bait like Shardy Pox to a solid color chartreuse like the black Shardy. They're a little bit different. They're going to stand out different to the fish, but you're still using the same chartreuse hues. But they won't get near a good look at the Shardy Pox, which sometimes gets them to commit better. But when they need that extra look, then you're going to go with that black Shardy and they'll be able to outline it, pick up the bait faster. You know, oftentimes I get asked, is it the presentation or the color? When you know you have the right presentation and you're creeping up on that crappie and it's just coasting over his head, he sees the bait, you see him on forward facing, but he doesn't quite commit. Obviously there's a color change needed right there. Might be going from a solid chartreuse to a translucent chartreuse, something that's going to trip that fish. But no doubt forward facing sonar has showed us really quick that by changing and rotating colors, you can go ahead and get that fish to commit and get more fish in the boat. So if you're going to consider all the criteria we talked about, from the watercolor to your presentation, day in and day out on every bottle of water that I've traveled around to, you know, I'm going to pick about 4 colors in the one standard lineup that I'm going to have with me day in and day out, must have colors, and then adjust from there. You know, first off, it's going to be the bluegrass. Bluegrass has been a staple, can't ever go wrong with it. Electric chick, you're going to get into some water that's super dirty. That electric chick really stands out at them, pops good on bright and cloudy days. Got to have a spilled milk. Everything's got something forage that the lake that they're on that looks similar to spilled milk. It's translucent, works in bright, cloudy combinations. And then you got the tough one, the one that always brings them around. If nothing else, it's black crappie fry. Super clean water, super tough conditions. It's always got your back. So if I had to pick 4, right there it is in the one standard lineup. So I was asked, what's the biggest color mistake that an angler makes? And I tell you what I think it is. I think it's getting the same tried and true color, whatever your favorite color is, and throwing it every time you go fishing all day long. There's a reason they make a lot of different colors. There's a reason they get tired of seeing the same colors. Conditions change, water conditions, temperatures, different things. If I had to say anything, it's have an open mind, especially on forward facing sonar. You get 2 or 3 fish nip at it or follow it and don't bite it, change colors. Don't be afraid to change up. It's not the fact that they're not biting, you're just not throwing the right setup. The one single time that I believe color makes the biggest difference is in a high pressure situation. Ever since COVID, a lot more fishermen on the water. Get on lakes that are small, a lot more fish seeing the same baits. Color matters in those high pressure situations. The day they'll eat a corn dog, it's not going to play at all. It's when it's tough, it's hard to get them to commit, and the conditions have caused it, or the pressure has caused it. But that's when color matters the most to me. So we've talked about all the colors that can be confusing, the 4 colors that I would pick, the fact that pressure anymore really causes color to matter, the fact that water conditions dictate colors. You know, everything revolves around colors and just being able to have the right presentation. So if you can work on those 2 elements in your crappie game, I think you're going to be surprised how much better your day goes on the water.